Hello everybody. So looks like the market are gonna drop again, and I know it has been disheartening. The dip keeps dipping. I did not expect this. I don't think a lot of us expected it. This is kind of nuts what's going on. Microstrategy is down 11%, HIMS is down 4%, but you would only know that if you had a broker that allowed you and that allowed overnight trading, and many brokers still don't do that. I don't know about the European brokers, but in the US there's still quite a long list that don't do any of that. And this is annoying because, frankly, I'm thankful to Robinhood. Robinhood has allowed me to get quite a few deals on these early drops, early stocks. You can see Google hasn't even updated. Google is still showing Friday close, but of course, the NASDAQ is down 1% overnight. The overnight trading starts at 8 p.m. New York time. 8 p.m. New York time. I really think, I don't know what these old brokers are doing, but I'm really moving more and more to Robinhood just because of that, just because of those opportunities. We are likely going to have a volatile week. This is a busy week. If you look, we have job openings, we have CPI, we have PPI, and then we have consumer sentiment. So this is going to be a week, yet again, that's going to be all about the macro and maybe even punctuated by a continuation of the tweets. Bitcoin has been very disappointing. We can't really know when Bitcoin is bouncing. Everybody in the space seems to be thinking it's about liquidation, it's about leverage longs getting liquidated. People get positions for the long term, they go on leverage, and this leverage is seen by the big market makers, and the big market makers manipulate the stock price by putting in a bunch of orders, and the Bitcoin price, not the stock price, and then the stock drops, and then as soon as these people are liquidated, as soon as they lose their money, they lose their leverage, then the Bitcoin bounces right back up, and it seems like that's how Bitcoin has been behaving. Now, if you follow this space, this happens an awful lot of times on Sunday nights, doesn't it? It's almost always a Sunday night, although it is rare that it's this late on a Sunday night, which means that this late on a Sunday night, you can get deals right now, right? Microstrategy is trading at 254, even if you prefer to buy Bitcoin in the form of an ETF, right? The iShares Bitcoin ETF, the BlackRock ETF is trading at 7% down, 45, Mara's down, CleanSpark down, despite their amazing news of getting added to the S&P 600. I don't want to undermine the fact that a lot of this drop and the drop in the NASDAQ, by the way, as well, may be due to the new Prime Minister of Canada, which apparently is going to replace Trudeau, and he's had some tough words for the president of the USA. And of course, what does that entail? That entails, an escalation of a trade war. He said he would not drop the tariffs. I don't know what this is gonna do. Some people are saying that this may be an opportunity for Trump to just say, it's a new leader, I'm gonna remove the tariff to welcome the new leader. No idea. You can't predict where this is going. But this is clearly a risk of market. What does HIMS have to do with this, right? HIMS only sell in the US. HIMS is a domestic only story. What does SoFi have to do with this, right? SoFi is a domestic only story. But Supermicro, I get it. They make a lot of stuff in Taiwan. ELF, I get it a little bit. But these stocks have been beaten down, particularly ELF. Not too long ago, ELF was a $200 stock, and this stock to me has been very unfairly beaten. I have to do another deep dive on ELF for the channel. Supermicro has solved its problems. The big fears that the market had over the past 6 months, these fears are gone, and this stock is still dropping. No, I think Taiwan will come to a deal. I'm not sure the tariff war with Taiwan will happen in the same way that it does with, say, Mexico or Canada. So what are my final takeaways? This is a very quick video. Brokers with overnight trading are amazing. And of course, in the US, the big one that does that is Robinhood. If you know a big one that does that in Europe, please write it down in the comment section. These are amazing. You can get deals outside of regular market hours that you can't get during market hours. That's point number one. Point number two is don't fall for brokers who claim to have it, but then you find out it's only on like S&P 500 stocks, and many of them I found do that, which is very upsetting, right? Robinhood has the largest set of overnight trading that I've seen, and sometimes you can really get these stocks on the cheap via orders, like special orders, limit orders. You put a limit order, sometimes it goes through and you're happy and you wonder how that happened. That's because you got a good broker. Brokers matter more than they used to, in my view. I still think we need to have 24/7 markets. This is now becoming almost mandatory. I mean, with Bitcoin being all the time, trading all the time, this is nonsense to me that the markets are not trading 24/7. Nobody knows where markets are headed in the short run. We may be headed for an ugly week, especially if the CPI doesn't come good on Wednesday, right? The market is so sensitive to the CPI. That's the biggest thing Wednesday. Point is, so many stocks are in deals territory right now. Wherever you look, it's all red. It's a deal. If you look at the NASDAQ, right, the growth stocks, I'm looking at the growth stock, now adding the after hours drop, right, we are down 1% from the day after the election of Donald Trump. So since the election of Donald Trump, the NASDAQ is down 1%. Think about all of the gains we had. Think about how happy we were in December, in early January. All of these gains have been erased as far as I'm concerned. This is akin to a bear market, whatever rule you want to say it's a bear market. To me, this is akin to a bear market. At least in innovation, at least growth stocks. Don't get wiped out. That's rule number one. How do you not get wiped out? Be very careful with 2x leverage, especially on single stocks, right? If a single stock drops 50%, that doesn't look good for your 2x leverage ETF, right? Because what's 50% times 2x? It's not quite 100, but because it's daily rebalance, but it's still going to look very, very, very ugly. So rule number one is don't get wiped out. Go easy on the margin. This is where people get greedy and they're like, this is such a good deal, and they spend their margin. My rules remain the same. No more than 10% of your available margin if you're going to use it to buy stocks. And if you can't buy, and this is perhaps the best idea in my view, shut down the apps. Some people say delete the apps. Why don't you delete the app for a month and go on a walk? Do something else, right? Go on vacation. I don't know. Play a video game if you're into that. Watch Netflix if you're into that. The channel, I'll still be here. All of the YouTubers will still be here when people come back. And I've noticed actually a stark decrease in the number of views of my channel, and I think that has to do with this crash. People are just checking out, and I think that's a very wise thing to do. I'm not doing that because I'm committing myself to this channel now, so I'm not doing that. But I think it's a wise thing to do if you don't look at the broker every day. Anyways, this was not investment advice, not financial advice, not broker advice, not walk in the park advice. This is just entertainment. Hoping you are entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.